Dear viewers, welcome to the YouTube channel H2O Chemistry. I am Satya Narayanan, your chemistry teacher. So in this video, we're going to talk about the properties of compounds and some of the uses of compounds in our day-to-day life. Now, if you find this video more interesting, click the subscribe button and bell button to get the notification immediately. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about the term called compound. The compound is nothing but it's made up of two or more different kind of atoms. Then the compound, if it's made up of atom, the fundamental unit of the compound is atoms. Then it has a definite shape and occupies volume, so it is a matter. Now the compound has some of the properties which we have already discussed in our previous video, but still one of the property is missed there, so that I am going to discuss here. The properties of a compound are different from those of its constituents. The properties of the compound is entirely different from those of its constituents. What do you mean by constituents? The elements by which the compound made up of. Let us go for the example. Water. The water is made up of oxygen and hydrogen. Right? Now, let us go to the property of hydrogen alone. You could see the picture. Hydrogen is burning, so it is act as a fuel. You could see the caution picture here. Danger: hydrogen inflammable gas, no smoking or open flame. So hydrogen used as a fuel, so it supports burning. Similarly, so it burns. Similarly, come to the oxygen, next element. Oxygen, without oxygen nothing burns, so oxygen supports burning, right? So these two elements supports burning process or combustion. But when these two elements combine to form water, the water does not support burning. Instead, it is used as a fire extinguisher. So the property of water is entirely different from the elements, right? Now, another example, sodium chloride. Look at the sodium. So when we drop a piece of sodium metal into the water, it catches fire automatically. It reacts with the water very violently, right? You could see this picture here. But chlorine is one of the very poisonous gas, right? You could see the effects, right? Chlorine reacts with water in the lungs, forming hydrochloric acid. It can cause coughing, vomiting, irritation to the eyes at low concentrations, and rapid death at concentration of 1000 parts per million, right? So it causes death. Even in the First World War, 1915, used by German force, right? April 1915, British force used for first at Loos in September. So they used in the war field, so to kill the enemies. So it's a very dangerous substance. Even the sodium, you cannot keep it in open, catches fire immediately by reacting with moisture. So these two elements properties are entirely different, but when they combine to make, we cannot simply eat sodium or chlorine, but when they combine together to make sodium chloride, we can eat it as a salt. So how interesting it is, right? So we will see the other uses of compounds in our next slide. Come. Now, compounds uses. Water is a well-known compound. It's made up of hydrogen and oxygen. So two hydrogen we have, so dihydrogen oxide. The common name is water. The chemical name is hydrogen oxide. Constituents, hydrogen and oxygen we have. What is used for? Drinking and used for solvent, right? To make as a solvent. See, in our day-to-day domestic purpose, we use water as a solvent to make tea, coffee. For most of the things we use water as a solvent. Now come to the next compound, table salt, sodium chloride. You could see the sodium chloride structure here. If sodium ion is at the center, the next will be chloride ion, the next will be sodium. So alternatively arranged. So this is the entire structure of sodium chloride. The formula is NaCl. So it's made up of sodium and chlorine, right? It is essential component of daily diet. Yes, we used to add it for a taste in our food. Similarly, it's a preservative for meat. So when you add salt to the meat, they are preserved. To even fish, we are adding it, right? Now, dry fish, no. To keep it the fish dry, we used to add this salt. These are the uses of common salt, sodium chloride. Sugar. It's another important compound we use. The chemical formula is sucrose. You could see the picture here. Sucrose is made up of 1 glucose and 1 fructose. 1 glucose and 1 fructose. So it's a combination of glucose and fructose. It's called sucrose. You could see what are the elements we have. The purple color is carbon, the red color is oxygen, and the white color is hydrogen. So 3 different elements make up this sugar molecule. What is used for? Used for preparing sweets, and then toffees like this, and then to make fruit juices. Now, baking soda, very important compound we use in our daily life to make those bread, right? Or then cakes. So what is called sodium bicarbonate? Sodium bicarbonate is called as baking soda. So you could see this different elements: sodium, oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen. These are the different elements is made up of. This compound otherwise called as sodium hydrogen carbonate. The word bi we can replace by hydrogen too. So sodium hydrogen carbonate. The formula is NaHCO3. Now, what are the uses? It's used as a fire extinguisher. Yes, you could see this picture here. The sodium bicarbonate is filled in the fire extinguishers. It liberates carbon dioxide during fire, so it removes oxygen from the atmosphere, so the fire can be stopped by supplying the carbon dioxide. So sodium bicarbonate is used in the fire extinguishers. The next one is the preparation of baking powder. Could see the baking powder preparation. Sodium bicarbonate plus an acidifying agent and drying agents. This mixture is called as baking powder. So there is a difference between baking soda and a baking powder. You could see here. Now the next is the preparation of cake and bread. You could see to make a bread soft, we used to add this baking soda because it liberates carbon dioxide. That makes the bread or cake soft and spongy. Now the next one, washing soda. We use in our day-to-day life as a soap powder or detergent. So what is made up of? Sodium carbonate. You could see sodium and carbon and oxygen. These are the elements which make up the washing soda. Sodium carbonate. You could see the picture here. Sodium, carbon, and oxygen are the ingredient, or we can say constituents of this washing soda. You can see this detergent picture, nothing but sodium carbonate. What is the purpose it is used for? As a clean agent in soap. Yes, we used to clean our clothes with the soap powder. So that's what is the first use. The next one is softening of hard water. So when you take hard water from a bore well, so by adding this washing soda, the soluble or insoluble components, the soluble components can be converted into insoluble components by this washing soda. That means some of the soluble salts which cannot be removed by normal filtration can be made into insoluble salts by adding this washing soda. So it hardens, it softens the hard water, right? So by adding this, we can make the hard water into soft water. Next, bleaching powder. It's one of a very important one. COCl2 we call calcium oxychloride. It's called bleaching powder. The main ingredients are calcium, oxygen, and chlorine. The purpose we use this is as a bleaching agent. You could see the bleaching powder it contains. So we could use for bleaching, to especially for white cloths, and then disinfectant. You could see here even the bleaching powder can be used as a COVID-19 disinfectant. So you could see 5 parts of water and 1 part of bleach. So if you wash this with objects, the coronavirus can be killed. So this is a very important one. So as a use as a bleaching powder as well as a disinfectant. As a disinfectant, the next is sterilization of drinking water. Drinking water, you could see by adding chlorine, so we can sterilize water. Generally, you could see this in swimming pools. They used to add tablets. The tablets made up of nothing but this calcium oxychloride that sterilize the water so that all the microorganisms can be killed. Next, quicklime. So calcium oxide, you could see the lump like material here is called calcium oxide. It's made up of calcium and oxygen. Manufacture of cement. So by mixing with cement we can manufacture cement, and then glass. So we can make glass out of this quicklime. The next is slaked lime. It's called calcium hydroxide. So when you add this quicklime into water, it forms calcium hydroxide, otherwise called hydrated slaked lime. You could see here, which we use it for whitewashing. So what are the elements present in it? Calcium hydroxide. So calcium, hydrogen, oxygen. These are the elements present in it. Now it's used for whitewashing. Next, limestone. Limestone is calcium carbonate. See, the limestone has 3 different names: limestone, marble, chalk piece. All are limestone. So you could see here, so from this only the marble made. Now calcium carbonate, the elements present in it are calcium, carbon and oxygen. They used to have as a chalk piece, right? The next one, the other examples of some compounds. Now we will see. Copper sulfate is generally called as otherwise called as blue vitriol. Vitriol is a name, is nothing but it's a kind of name we give for sulfates. So wherever we come across sulfate, we used to give this vitriol, right? Now copper sulfate, blue vitriol, because the color is blue. You could see the color is blue here. Ferrous sulfate, green vitriol, the color is green. The color is green. It is used for fertilizer too. The next is potassium nitrate, saltpeter. Potassium nitrate, KNO3. So it is again used in the agriculture. The next is sulfuric acid, oil of vitriol, H2SO4. You could see the sulfate here, so it's called oil of vitriol, which is a liquid, concentrated liquid here. Calcium sulfate, it's otherwise called gypsum. Calcium sulfate bihydrate. This formula is called gypsum, which is mainly used as a main component of making cement. The next is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Wherever you come across this hemi, which means half. So calcium sulfate half hydrate. So when you heat the gypsum, it loses off water, 1.5 water molecule, and forms plaster of Paris we call POP, which we use it for plastering the broken bones and wall putty, and make some designs out of this plaster of Paris. So this is plaster of Paris. So the formula of this is this, and then potassium chloride. Potassium chloride is called muriate of potash. Muriate of potash, and we call MOP, KCl it is. It's I can say it's used in the fertilizer, agriculture use only. You could see the picture here, right? Muriate of potash is called potassium chloride, which is used mainly in agriculture. So I hope this video will be very interesting, my dear students. Keep watching, learn chemistry and understand it. You will find it very easy. Thank you so much.